Hi, my name is Marie and this is Booksville. So today I thought I would do a book haul. I have quite a few books that I have bought recently, so I thought it was time that I would show you. Most of the books are in like plastic things, like plasticky wrapping because they're box sets. I'm leaving them in that because I am going to university in like 2 weeks and I haven't decided what books I'm going to take yet, and they're a lot easier to pack if they are in the plastic opposed to loose paperbacks. So I shan't be taking them out of the filmy stuff. But anyway, you can still see them, so here it goes. The first set of books I have are the Shakespeare stories by Andrew Matthews and Tony Ross. These are basically the plays of Shakespeare written in a way that little kids can read them. It's for like 7 or 8-year-olds. Like, it's like really like for little kids, but I love Shakespeare and I've been reading quite a few of my old children's books recently and they were super cheap online, so I thought I'd get them. There is Antony and Cleopatra, As You Like It, Hamlet, The Tempest, The Taming of the Shrew, Romeo and Juliet, that is my favourite play by Shakespeare, Richard III, Othello, Much Ado About Nothing, A Midsummer Night's Dream, The Merchant of Venice, Macbeth, King Lear, Julius Caesar, Henry V, and Twelfth Night. And if you can see here, they have got lovely covers. Again, I'm not going to take them out because I might be taking these up with me, but yeah, they are very pretty and I can't wait to read them. Next I have 3 books in the Professor Moriarty series by Michael Kurland. If you don't know who Professor Moriarty is, read some Sherlock Holmes. He is the classic villain in Sherlock Holmes. He is the guy behind all the evil. Yeah, so these are 3 stories based on him. There is The Infernal Device, Death by Gaslight, and Who Thinks Evil. And I love Sherlock Holmes. I'm currently reading The Baker Street Boys, which are here. I have read the first 4, I'm halfway through the 5th one, and there's 2 more after that. So after I've read those, I'm planning on reading these, because like I said, I love Sherlock Holmes and anything Sherlocky. Next I have Wonder by R.J. Palacio. As far as I'm aware, this is about a boy who has a physical disability, and yeah, it's about his life. And I haven't really read many books about a character that has a disability, so I'm very much looking forward to this. Next I have the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness. They are The Knife of Never Letting Go, The Ask and the Answered, and Monsters of Men. Yeah. I have heard great things about this series. I haven't read any of them and I'm not really sure what they're about, but I've heard great things. So I thought I would pick them up because they were super cheap online, and I'm definitely taking these to university with me. Definitely am taking these. I'm not sure about the other books, but I'm definitely taking these. Next I have 3 books by Daphne du Maurier. I have Jamaica Inn, Rebecca, and Frenchman's Creek. I had to read Jamaica's Inn when I was in school. We went on a school trip to Jamaica's Inn too. Ever since I read it then, I've wanted to pick up and read it again because I don't think I really appreciated it when I was younger. Like, I read it and I was like, oh, okay. But I really wanted to reread it again because I'm sure it's something that I'll love, and it was actually cheaper to buy all 3 books than it was just to buy Jamaica Inn, so I have the others as well. I've heard of Rebecca before and I've heard that it's really good. I have heard of Frenchman's Creek, but I haven't heard much about it, so I'm a bit sceptical of that one, but I'm definitely going to be reading Jamaica Inn soon, hopefully. Also, the cover is basically just like typography with a few decorations around the edge, but it is so pretty. So pretty! Next I have 3 books in the Lauren Legacies series. I have I Am Number 4, The Power of 6, and The Rise of 9, all by Paticus That might be said correctly, I'm not sure. I have watched the film of I Am Number 4 a really long time ago, and I've been avoiding it since because I didn't know it was a book before I watched the film, but after watching the film I found out that it was a book and a series, and I wanted to go into the book with fresh eyes, so I haven't watched the film. And I'm not really sure what it's about. It's like about a teen who realises he has powers or something. I know, but it sounds really cool and something that I'm really going to enjoy. Next I have 2 parts of 2 series by sort of the same-ish author. It's kind of hard to explain, but when you see them I think you'll know what I mean. I have 3 books in the Nikki Heat series and 3 books in the Derek Storm series. In the Nikki Heat series I have Heatwave, Naked Heat and Deadly Heat, and in the Derek Storm series I have Wild Storm, Ultimate Storm and Storm Front, and these are all by Richard Castle. Now this is where it gets confusing. Richard Castle is not an author, he is an author in a TV show, Castle. And these books are books that are books in the TV show, like the character in the TV show has written these books and they're real books. I have read Heatwave before because Evie, mjeeby, you may know, has it and she let me borrow it and I really liked it. So when I saw these cheap online I was like yes, and I really love the Castle TV show, so I was like yep, definitely have to get them. So I did, and now I have 6 new books to read. Next are 5 books that were given to me. I went to go and visit my boyfriend and his mum took us to a bookstore. She was getting some books for herself and her daughter, and I was getting books for myself, and she very kindly paid for my books for me. So thank you very much if you ever happen to watch this. And the books are Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. I don't think I really need to explain this to anyone, it's Oliver Twist. Next I have The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I've read Stardust by Neil Gaiman, I really liked it, and I saw this in my university bookstore 2 years ago. I always regretted not picking it up, so now I have it. I must just say, because it's just come to my head, that the bookstore that we went to was amazing. It was like a barn, like a gigantic barn full of loads of secondhand books, so the books were really quite cheap, and it was like walls and walls and walls of books. Like you went like through like lots of little passageways and you ended up, there's like books everywhere. It was great. Anyway, the 3rd book I have is Winterwood by Patrick McCable. I know nothing about this, I just thought the cover was awesome and it was like £1. So it's definitely something that I love. I think it's like kind of like a murder mystery or like a fantasy mystery. Yeah, it looks really good though. Next I have A Private Sydney by James Patterson. I have read 3 others in the Private series and I love them, and I've been meaning to get the rest for a really long time, and I saw this and it was cheap and I haven't read it yet, so I snatched it up while I could. Lastly I have Moby Dick by Herman Melville. I don't know much about this book. The only reason, I mean it's a classic and I've heard about it a lot, but the main reason I wanted to read it was that it was on Matilda when I was little and it always fascinated me. So yeah, I thought I would read it. Plus like I quite like classics, so I was probably going to read it anyway. But next I have a book that my mum gave me. She was given it by our local vicar I believe, and it is The Servant, Queen and the King She Serves. This is just a little book put together by a Christian group I guess, and it's about Her Majesty the Queen's 90th birthday. For anyone living not in the UK or in a Commonwealth country, you may not know, but the Queen, 90 this year. So this is just a little book that commemorates it and gives you sort of information and stuff about her life so far. I feel like the overwhelming need to start singing God Save the Queen Don't worry, I'm not going to because I am an atrocious singer. Although I can do pretty much the whole of the American national anthem now, which I am not going to do, particularly with the Queen in the room. Anyway, and lastly, the last book I have to show you is one that I just did a review for, and it is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany and Jack Thorne. Well, 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 this book. I will leave a link to my review here because it took me a while to get my thoughts out and I'm not really sure how to get them out now. I enjoyed it overall and it was really, really good, and I'm definitely going to read it again, and if there's any more books like this I'm definitely going to read it. But there's just something about it that, while it's awesome and I really enjoy it, it's not quite the Harry Potter that I love. So that's it for this book haul. I hope you enjoyed. I have quite a few books and I'm fiddling with this one, which you can probably hear. Okay, I'm going to stop. And that's it. That's all my books for this haul. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!